Welcome to the Hasn't Been 3 Days podcast with your host Justin and BJ. We talk about 3-day-old news, sports, and whatever else we want to talk about. You, the MVP listener, you listen in, you laugh, you might cry. If you want to hate on our takes, go ahead and do that, but just wait and don't let us know until it's been 3 days. And you can let us know by emailing us at the email box, number 3, dayoldpodcast@gmail.com. Justin, welcome back, man. How are you?
Doing good. Just another week. Sickness is going around our house. Well, I don't know what's going on with that. But,
Like flu-like stuff or
no, just,
nasty
this
stuff?
this scratchy throat, head congestion, when it's 32 degrees one day and it's 67 the next, kind of one of those days. So,
the joys of the Midwest.
Yeah, we don't. It is what it is. Winter's coming. Yeah. But it's been good. Didn't do much this weekend. Just kind of sat around and watched football a lot. And it's a really lazy weekend. So
good.
I don't know. What about you? What did you have going on? What's been going on in your world?
We didn't have a lazy weekend. We had the boys with us all weekend. So we had Ronnie and Elliot and Cooper and Abby all with us. And so we had a pretty full weekend. Elliot had his last basketball games for fall league, and that was fun. They won both of those games, good games, close games. And so that was good. And then it's always good to have the kids around. So we enjoy that. And we've been going since Thursday night, and then I started a new job, so it's been go.
Well, hold up a second. You can't just drop that in there like that. Like, hey, I just got a new job.
Yeah, that's it. Just got a new job, so.
Good job.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's when you go unemployed for, well, it's going on 2 months, and it doesn't seem like, when you think about it in the big picture, that's not a long time, but when you don't have any income, it's a long time. So
yeah.
So we're ready to. It's been good. It's been 2 days in the office, and had a lot of stress leading up to that just to get able to get in there. But we'll talk about more of that later, some other time. So
sounds good. Well, we have another guest tonight. Last week we had a guest. Raiders. We had a Raiders fan on.
I'm going to say this before you introduce our special guest.
We're going to have a disclaimer.
Yeah, a little bit. It's our podcast. I can disclaim whatever I want, right? No, I'm excited to have this guest on. I told her pre-show I'm scared because I don't know what I'm about to face. But the good news is everybody that's come on to the podcast who's come on in opposition of my teams, it usually ends up in my favor. So let's go for that again.
Yeah, let's do it. So I introduced you, a friend of mine, an old co-worker of mine at Bryan when I was employed over at Bryan Health. I have Cassie with us. Cassie, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
Hello, thanks. Good to be here. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, well, I mean, you say that. We have to ask the question, right? Like, so you've heard of the podcast because you've hung out with me, but how many episodes have you listened to? Or maybe minutes?
I've definitely listened to at least a few full episodes.
That's fair.
The number I could
and
not
only
tell
the ones, only the ones when we bashed the Chiefs, right? So that way you can really
get it. Listen to that one. I should have listened to that first.
Nah, it's okay. But Cassie, go ahead.
I think we throw something in there every week about that, don't we?
Yeah, last week was not a good week.
Yeah.
You had a Raiders fan and a Broncos fan. Wow.
So let's jump right in. Cassie, tell us, you talked to Justin and said you wanted to come on the podcast. Tell us your reasoning as to why you wanted a platform.
Justin asked me to come on the podcast, first of all.
Yes.
Justin asked me.
Actually, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I know I was going to say, we were talking one day on one of our walks or our breaks or something,
Oh,
and you mentioned about being on a podcast, and this is before you even knew a lot about me. And I said, well, I have a podcast. And then you started talking about the podcast that you wanted to do. And then, yeah. And then from there, I was like, yeah, you need to come on the podcast. Yes, you're right. I did ask you. But then when
yeah.
you found out that we were talking about the Chiefs and we had a Broncos fan as my
Well, that
partner.
definitely piqued my interest.
Yes.
So
But
I'm a little curious about. We're gonna talk a lot of this, I think, because it's last week was Raiders Broncos week. This week's Chiefs Broncos, and so we're getting into this. Timing is right, but tell me a little bit about your fandom with the Chefs, and how long have you been a fan? You know, what brought you to that place of internal torture? I mean, just tell us a little bit about how you got to this point.
Well, I like to call myself a legacy fan, so I was born into it. Though through my rebellious teenage years, I did try to fight it. And I'm also from Missouri, disclaimer. So that's an important piece of this story. But to be rebellious, I said that I was a Rams fan when I was a younger child. And then the Rams left me. And so we broke up. They also changed their colors, and that really hurt my feelings too. So they went from like this really pretty blue and yellow to really ugly navy and gold, and it was just rude. But anyway,
that
so
was
when
the greatest show on Turf Days, wasn't it?
what?
I said that was the greatest show on Turf Days, wasn't it? That gold and blue
Yeah, it was
with
gross. So then when they left, there was only one Missouri team left. And because I was a very rebellious teenager, I told my mother that I was a Raiders fan.
Oh,
I couldn't have named a single player on the Raiders or told you anything about them, but that they were the arch nemesis.
yeah.
But
That takes
as
rebellion to a whole nother level.
oh yeah, I think I wrote the book on rebellion. Yeah, that reminds me of another funny story. But anyways, I kind of claimed the Chiefs just because I was from Missouri. I ended up moving around a lot, and so I wasn't really. It seemed like I wasn't ever from anywhere, and so I kind of just always stuck with Missouri. And when I graduated from college and was deciding on where I was going to go to graduate school, my roommate and I were like, we're just going to choose whatever team we're closest to. And that did turn out to, in fact, be the Chiefs. And so then I met my fiance and we went to a game together. Oh, a long, long time ago. And I was kind of hooked as soon as I was there live in stadium. And that was it. That was all she wrote. I was sold.
So I'm curious about some of the other personal part of that story. You say you're from Missouri. Can you expand on that? Where exactly are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Northwest Missouri. I was kind of from the Maryville area when I was young. And then I lived in southern Missouri for a little while and then all over the Midwest. And then when I was in high school, we moved back to kind of north central Missouri. And so I
Okay, I lived in Missouri for a while, so I'm just curious some of these towns.
Oh, where at?
So we lived in Iberia, Missouri, central Missouri, for a couple of years.
Called it Siberia.
Siberia.
It felt like it when you're driving
But
there.
did a lot of traveling around the southern Missouri area as well. So I have friends that live down in Sykeston and Farmington and down in that area. So
Yeah, so I was born in, like I said, around Maryville. I went to high school in Bethany. And then when I was younger, we actually lived down by Springfield for about 5 years.
Okay.
So
Yeah, nice. Well, Cassie, what tell us a little bit what you got going on. I know you shared with me that you're going to be starting up a new business on top of everything else that you do in your daily work. You're going to be rolling out a new business. Tell us a little bit about that.
yeah, so I am opening a nutrition club. So basically, we are going to be making protein shakes and protein coffees, energy tea bombs. They're kind of a more natural source of caffeine, a lot better for you than things like energy drinks and pop, which I used to be very guilty of drinking. I used to drink a 20-ounce Red Bull a day. So I was introduced to these energy teas a couple of years ago. And when I came back to the Lincoln area, I noticed that there was a kind of lack of presence by other nutrition clubs. And so I decided that might be a good idea to try and do one of my own. So I am terrified and excited, and I'm just gonna pretend that I know what I'm doing and keep rolling.
What was the what's the? Are you able
Oh
to
yeah.
share what your name of your store is going to be?
Yes, thank you. It's Rise Up Protein and Energy Bar. We're going to be in the kind of northeast Lincoln area. So, yeah, we're really excited. We're hoping to really kind of get ingrained in the community. And yeah, just we're one of the things that we really like to include in our clubs is community. And so it's really important to just kind of connect with all the schools and everything around us and just get involved.
Yeah, the area. Am I okay to disclose the general area where you will be? Because I
Yeah,
find it's interesting. The name of that area is called Bethany area. That
I
little
know.
isn't that kind of ironic? And you grew up in Bethany. You had a stop or so, and I think you said Bethany, Missouri. So
Yeah,
I
it
didn't know
is
that until you just said
very
that. So
ironic. I also kind of lived over in that area when I lived in Lincoln when I was younger too. So it's not where I had expected to be, but I'm really excited, and I think it's going to be a really cool spot.
so what's been one of the biggest oh not frustrating thing, but the things that's kind of been taking the longest with this process. Not so much, um, I don't know, the planning, the finding. I mean, how many other spots did you look at before you landed on this? As a person who's starting a business, these are kind of hurdles that people can go through. So, if there's anything that you can share with us that would help anybody, what some of your things that you took away from this process?
Yeah, so location was a big piece of consideration. I wanted to make sure that I was in an area that didn't already have another club nearby. Um, maybe didn't have a lot of exposure to clubs in the area much at all. I think residential areas do actually pretty well for our nutrition clubs because people are stopping in to grab their breakfast, grab their lunch, and things like that. So area was a really big one. I knew I wanted to be on the north side of Lincoln somewhere because there are no clubs on the north side of Lincoln. So that was my main goal. And then it was, finding the right spot, finding the right price, finding, all the pieces come together. The spot we actually finally found, we had previously looked at and had wanted to move forward on, and then they had went with somebody else, and then the other person backed out. So it's been a very long, arduous process. And then we had to deal with permits and zoning and health inspections and all of the fun bureaucratic pieces before we can really dive in. So we're just waiting for all the signatures to come together at this point, and then we can start doing some light remodeling and getting it ready to go.
Yeah, well, if everything goes as planned, how long of a process it take, after you get inspections and all that stuff done and all the T's crossed and I's dotted, how soon could something like that be open for you realistically with these types of clubs?
My goal once I get the permits is to have the club open within 90 days. So it's a pretty quick turnaround, but we don't require a ton of equipment or even really a lot of stuff. So the biggest really project we have to do is we build a bar, so a counter to order from and all that kind of stuff. And so that'll take us the longest, but yeah, hoping to be open in 90 days from the time we get permits in hand. And we've probably been about 30 days waiting on the last permits we're waiting on. So we're hoping soon.
So I'm curious. You keep saying nutrition bar, and then you talk about a counter and a bar. When I first heard the name, I'm thinking like a nutrition bar, like you eat like a fiber bar or something. Tell me what the experience will be like coming to your storefront. Walk me through front door through transaction.
Absolutely. So it's kind of like a smoothie bar concept. And so you walk in the door and you'll see a menu board. We are going to have protein shakes, protein snacks. We've got protein iced coffee. We'll have a little bit of espresso. And then we have our energy teas. And so those are offered in a variety of flavors. Some are creamy, some are fizzy, some are neither. And so we've just got a lot of different variety, some good healthy options to choose. Our protein shakes, we use the brand that's the #1 protein shake in the world. It's a great source of good minerals, vitamins. It's got everything you need. So great for like a breakfast or lunch meal, and they really fill you up. And so, yeah, it's just kind of like a smoothie shop type concept.
Cool.
But then we also do
a lot more sense.
Yeah, we also do like fitness challenges, and we'll do fun games and just things to get involved in the community, and customer appreciation days. And we're gonna do kind of like a charity tea, so where we pick a charity, I think every month, and we kind of name a tea to go along with that charity, and then proceeds from that specific tea all month will go to that charity. And so just kind of a fun way to get involved, because the community is really how we are successful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. So when you say there's not a bar on the north side of Lincoln, tell me who's your main competition?
So there are kind of, I guess, two different main brands that are retailed throughout Lincoln. The brand that I retail is Herbalife, and so there are a couple other nutrition clubs. I think there's one down at 56 and Highway 2. They are a really cool club. They're very involved, especially down on the south side. They actually do some Bryan deliveries, so I'm a little jealous that they've already kind of cornered that market. But yeah, so, and then I think there might be one downtown and one on the very, very, very far south side. Um, and then there's a couple that offer kind of the same products but different brand, and they are kind of south central.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
really
I
nothing.
we don't need to talk.
Yeah,
I don't want to promote the other businesses. Rise Up Protein and Energy Bar is the place to go. So we're looking forward to that. Not the other people. We won't even mention their name again. But thank you for
yeah.
answering the question for sure. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying those teas. I know that I did drop that stuff off at Madonna. We'll just have to get you in Madonna, Cassie. Just get you signed up and get
There you
stuff going.
go.
Yeah, we'll just
Yeah,
get you
I'll
over.
bring you some samples.
That would be awesome. I did try to get that stuff. You dropped that stuff off for me to take to employee whatever to see about promotion, and I wish I could push that stuff a little bit easier than, um, you know, you drop it off with somebody, you never know where it goes. So we'll
That's
just keep on
okay.
trying
We're
different
gonna
avenues.
be pushing out a lot more marketing soon. Um, once we've 100% nailed down the location,
Yep.
aka we get our permits. We're gonna really start hitting the marketing hard and just putting foot to the pavement, going around to all the businesses in town, introducing ourselves, giving samples, giving a little bit of education about our products and the benefits that come with them.
that's cool.
Yep.
Do you have a partner in this? Is this just kind of a solo go, or do you have a team of people that's helping you? What's the makeup of your leadership group?
Yeah, so um, it's basically a solo go. I do have, my sponsors that I'm underneath who are helping me through the process. I've got an amazing sponsor who has helped me, especially with all the legality and logistics and helping me with like the lease and the permits and just kind of all the um, technical stuff. And then um, his wife, he and his wife own a few clubs in Des Moines. And so she's been great just getting training from. And then I've got another sponsor who I have been working with lately in Oskaloosa, Iowa. So they've been a really, really good benefit, just kind of learning the business, showing me the ropes, and letting me get a little experience under my belt.
Yeah, because that's where you went recently. I think you were telling me that you went to one of those clubs to work in to kind of see how it functions full time.
Yeah, so my parents live out in Oskaloosa, so I will occasionally work behind the bar at the local club there. And then I usually try to stop into another bar during my visit, just to kind of get a look around and see how everyone operates a little bit differently and get ideas from everybody and see what's going to work best for my store. Everyone kind of puts their own touch on it, and but we're also, a team and organization. It's a level marketing program, basically. And so the store is going to be mine, but I've got a great support system behind me as far as sponsors and other club owners that are part of my organization as well.
That's awesome. Well, if you need a good sign guy, I know somebody from my last episode. We have a local friend of mine that does signs or window graphics or anything like that. So,
Oh,
but
awesome.
you might, yeah.
Those are going to be on the punch list. So,
Well, I got somebody if you need somebody. You know how to get a hold of me. So, or
absolutely.
go listen to last week's episode and hear his promotion about his stuff. So,
Well, see, what we do on this show is we bring our guests on and we bring them to talk about their new businesses or their businesses, and then we make them official sponsors of the podcast.
Yeah.
So
this podcast is brought to you by Rise Up Energy.
Yeah, so now you are our second official sponsor of the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your donations.
Happy to be of benefit to the show.
Well, hopefully we can direct some people and some business to you as well. But I think it's interesting, that last week we had Josh on, and he's a Raider fan, and I was nervous about that, but we got to talk, and we had more in common than we had opposite, attraction in a football team. And then same with you, hearing you talk, Missouri ties, your family's in Iowa. I was raised in Iowa, born and raised in Iowa. So I know, me too. But
they have bad corn.
Yeah, Oskaloosa is familiar to me as well, in Des Moines, and so that's really cool. I wish you the best of luck. It sounds amazing. I know it's going to be great. So thank you for sharing that and bringing that to our attention for sure.
Yeah, thanks for letting me come on. Like I said, we're in the early stages, but we're really excited to come out and start getting involved.
Well, I'm looking forward to supporting in any way I can. So I'm looking forward to your social media stuff coming out. I can help you promote that way. But no, I do like supporting local people. So you'll be right there for me to help you or anybody locally that. So
I appreciate it.
So yeah, thanks, Cassie. Well, Cassie, normally at this time we kind of like start turning into talking a little bit of sports and making some sports picks. Are you wanting to hang out and do some picks with us today?
Sorry, I'm just getting stretched real quick, getting ready. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I love some good sports play stuff.
I think she's really just ready for one. I think she's just ready to make one pick. I think is what she's really getting ready for.
It feels like she's got something that she just needs to get off of her chest and kind of just get it out there. And so we'll just give her the floor. What do you need to say on our platform?
Because there's definitely some rankings that we've got to fix currently, and so we do need certain people to lose. So I follow a little bit of that,
You're right. You do need some people to lose.
You need some help. You need some help. Yep.
So I will say this.
We're not
Cassie,
getting the rest this year, so.
Oh, yeah. You said this year. Most of the time you do get them, right? Yeah, exactly.
Things were not working out in their favor, so. Yeah, I really appreciated your description of your fandom. You're a legacy fan. I too would aspire to that. I grew up I was born in Iowa, then we moved to Colorado. So that's where I first I consider myself a legacy Bronco fan as well. Who is your favorite Chiefs player of all time?
Oh, of all time? I used to tell everybody Tony Gonzalez, and I still love Tony, but as much as I would love to be unique, I love me some Travis Kelce. I just love him. You know, I
Well,
can't help
fair.
it.
We didn't want to talk about your competitor, so we'll just leave it at that for our competitor, and we don't want to.
Yeah, we don't want. Yeah, I mean, they're on a competing podcast.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
just joking.
I get it. I get
can't get that.
it. It's hard to keep up and compare but
Well, that's interesting that your picks are two tight ends, two of the all-time great tight ends in the NFL history, in my opinion. Even though they were Chiefs, that's respectable. I can tip my hat to that for sure.
yeah, and we even
That's the
had
one.
Tony when we weren't even good, so that was he was the team, I feel like, for so long.
Yeah, for
My
sure.
fiance would tell you that Joe Montana was his favorite Chief because he was a Chief for like a couple of years, I think, and so
He was a rental. He was a rental.
It was a rental.
He made a pit stop.
Yeah. So Justin's brother is a big Chiefs fan, and one of Nate's favorite players was Neil Smith and Derek Thomas. And I always gave his brother a hard time, and I said, you know what? That's fine that you like those guys as your favorite Chiefs players, but Neil Smith realized in order to win a Super Bowl, he needed to come to Denver.
Uh-oh.
And so it was the right move for him. So I'm glad I did get to meet Neil Smith at a Chiefs game, and I went up to him and I did say, "Hey, really appreciated your efforts in the Super Bowl for my Broncos." So that was my experience with Neil Smith.
I'm glad that we could give you some sense of pride way, way, way back then.
Yeah. It was 10 years ago. That is for sure. And I have some family members that are Chiefs fans, and so it's been a house divided. And when I will say this, the Chiefs, when they hired Andy Reid, they were still bad. And I said to my ex-wife now, I said to her, I said, in 5 years, the Chiefs will be the best team in the NFL. And she didn't believe me as a Chiefs fan. And sure enough, here we are. And now my oldest kid, they rub it in my face and all this stuff. And I'm like, you have this long streak of beating the Broncos, but before that long streak of the Chiefs winning, the Broncos had almost just as long as a streak as well against the Chiefs because they were so bad at the time too. So it just seems to go back and forth. And right now, I would be remiss if I didn't say the Broncos are number one right now in the AFC West, and it's the first time in a long time. And so I'm going to take it. But I will be gracious in winning as well as being gracious in losing. So I have a respect for the winning and how it's been done. They did it the right way with Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. But I hate it when Patrick Mahomes would be sacked going down and pulls out this left-handed bull crap stuff. And come on.
Yes, Mahomes magic. That's what we like to call that. Mahomes magic. He's something else. He just can't be beat. Just can't.
As a Bronco fan, we call that witchcraft.
We call it witchcraft. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
all right, you two.
I won't deny there might be a little moon magic involved. We can't really expose all of our pathways. So, but
sources.
Andy Reid was definitely one of those magic moments.
Yeah.
Thank God the Philadelphia Eagles kicked him to the curb, and he was ours for the taking.
Sometimes we all just need
more Super Bowls with the Chiefs than he did with the Eagles, and still more than Super Bowls they've won since then. So,
yep. Yeah, sometimes we just need a location change to really fire some things up. So it seems to work for him. That's good.
Yeah.
What's your favorite memory of being a Chiefs fan?
So I'd have to go with the 13 seconds game ending with Buffalo in the playoffs, where we just had a little bit of magic on our side, and when the Bills had scored their touchdown with 13 seconds left, I called my father, who is a Bills fan, and I was like, they've always been number 2 in my heart, and so I've always said if it's not going to be the Chiefs going, I'd want it to be the Bills. So I was calling to concede and was on the phone with him while the 13 magic seconds happened. And
Oh, jeez.
I probably made him turn his hearing aids off because I was screaming so loud and I was so excited. So I never doubted my boys again.
I mean, that was pretty amazing comeback.
If I'm not mistaken, that was in January of 2022. Is that correct?
I think so. Yeah.
It's one of those, as you started telling that story, I'll ask Justin, but Justin doesn't care. But like, I remember where I was that night, and as a Chiefs hater, I was driving back from the coast. It was our first Sunday living in Oregon, and we were driving back from the coast that night, and I heard the score, and I thought, yes, this is over. The Chiefs are done. It's over. And then we're halfway home, and the guy, this other family we were traveling with, he's jumping out of his pickup truck, like celebrating because he was cheering for the Chiefs, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this can't get any worse.
Was that a Sunday late afternoon game
It
or
was
like a
night
Sunday
game.
night game?
Night game.
Okay.
Yep.
So it was like the NBC game, or was it the late CBS? Oh no,
It was a Sunday night game.
the Sunday night game. Yep.
Yeah, whatever. It was at nighttime, Justin. What do you want from me?
I don't know.
It's
I
also
was trying to
playoffs.
remember. I
Is
remember
it even the
watching.
same after regular season? I have to
I don't know.
Google it every Sunday to figure out where to watch the dang game.
Right.
I do remember watching it. I just couldn't remember if it was like like it started in the evening and went to got over at 8:00 or whatever. I couldn't remember.
No, it was.
I definitely remember watching it. I definitely remember after the game for a short while, and then the night got foggy from there. It was just it was just too much to handle.
We went to the Eagle Bar. Okay, we got it.
Well, I do not like the Chiefs at all. I won't mince words about it. But I was, as I said before, I was married to a Chiefs fan for 18 years, and that was hard for sure. But over our 18 years, I never once, not one time, in that time and in my whole life, had ever bought a Chiefs piece of artifact, even for her or my kids that were Chiefs. I wouldn't do it. Chiefs gear needs to go in the garage or in the bathroom. I mean, it just doesn't belong anywhere close to anybody's body or anything like that. But I did this year. You should be proud of me as a Chiefs hater. This year, I bought my new niece. She's a huge Chiefs fan, and I bought her some Chiefs earrings. And her favorite player is Xavier Worthy, and they're Xavier Worthy earrings. So I did break down. I did not buy my wife something, but I bought my new niece something.
The kids will
favorite
get you.
uncle right here.
Exactly.
That's right.
I tell my sister's children, who not a single one of them is a Chiefs fan. They were raised with very poor values, and I like to tell them every single year, that I'm going to get them Chiefs jerseys. And I'll even be like, oh, I'm gonna get you Xavier Worthy, and I'm gonna get you Mahomes, and I'm gonna get you Kelsey. Pick the best player for who I think they are. And they absolutely hate me for it. But what is life if you can't constantly troll your nieces and nephews?
Very true. Very valid.
My son's a Chiefs fan, so that's no fun.
He's got good taste.
Yeah, well, he's got a good dad and mom, so yep, you're right. Just
So I mentioned that my dad was a Bills fan, so my sister claims the Bills. She doesn't watch football, but she feels conviction, I suppose. And she married a Bears fan. So clearly bad taste. And so all of their children, their 5 spawn, are either Bills or Bears fans. So the Bears ones, it's been very easy to make fun of them for years. Although the Bills ones are a lot more fun because it seems like a harder defeat, And so whenever we beat the Bills or beat the Bears, if we play them, which we only ever play them in preseason, but if we ever beat the Bills, when I used to live in Oskaloosa, I would drive by their house and troll them with my window down, and I would turn on some Tech 9, get a little Red Kingdom, and just slow roll all the way down the street. And I think they really appreciate it,
They can feel the love.
Yep, more than you know.
It's the thought, the thought.
That's right, for sure. Well, Justin, should we jump into some commentary and some picks for the evening?
Sure. Yeah, we I picked the games this week. I don't know if I did you well with this. I mean, I don't know how you do this, but I sat there and I was like, I don't know what to do. But you're gonna ask him, or do you want me to ask him?
It's on you tonight, man.
Oh, okay. Well, so Cassie and BJ don't know what these picks are. Last week, do you know off the top of your head how we did last week, BJ?
I'm looking at it right now, but I don't remember the results of the game, so it's hard for me to...
Well, Nebraska won, so that's all that matters.
Nebraska won, and we all three picked Denver to win, but not for the points, so we all got that one right, too.
So, and we didn't pick a Chiefs game because they were on bye, so...
They still lost in bye week, so that was fine. Josh and I agreed on that one, so...
Oh, yeah, so... Well, Cassie, we're going to pick 3 NFL games and 2 college games. I know, if I remember correctly, you don't follow too much college football, or maybe not a lot of college football, to be honest with you. Right?
No, I can only have one team in my heart.
That's fair.
There's not room for others.
For others. I mean, that's fair. So we do have a couple college games. Yeah. And I know you follow NFL, so we have a couple of college. We'll still ask you if you want to give an opinion on it or not. But so our first one is going to be a Thursday night's game, and we do usually highest point spreads is usually what we pick, and then obviously we're going to be picking the Chiefs and Broncos game. But Thursday night the Jets are at the Patriots, and Patriots are 10.5 point favorite. Cassie, who do you think is going to win between the Jets or Patriots?
I think the Patriots will take care of that hopefully well. Although I never mind if an AFC team loses, especially at this point. So I'm sure that the Jets will not win, but one can hope.
Well, the Jets, and I misspoke there. I called them the Jeffs because a friend of mine is really was a Jets fan. I don't know if he still is, if Jeff is still following them, but the Jets did sell off most of their team during the free agent or the trade deadline. So they're probably not going to have too much, but yeah, it's a Patriots win for me. So
yeah,
I think
Patriots, they need another loss in that loss column. It just we gotta tip those scales a little bit better.
Well, maybe next week.
Yeah, probably won't be this week. I don't know that 10.5's a big spread, but like you said, I think Rabel's got it going there. So Patriots.
Uncle Rabel.
That's right.
Uncle Rabel. Well, Cassie, we're going to ask two college spreads just because there are two large spreads that we have. And so the first one is Wisconsin at Indiana. Indiana is a 30.5 point favorite. Who do you like in this game?
Is this a trick question? Because obviously the answer is Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. She's going to pick Wisconsin.
That's a big underdog, but yeah, I get you.
Yeah. 30.5. I don't know. Indiana, I think Indiana covers this. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Indiana. BJ, what about you?
I am going Indiana because of how they played this last week. They need to come out and they need to just take it to them and they need to make a statement.
Yeah. The other large spread that we had out there was 23.5 point favorite, Texas Tech versus Scott Frost, the Fighting Central Florida Knights. Cassie, what do you know about
lose?
There you go. I think I'm going with you on that too. Yeah, his time. Yeah, it's been interesting. So
we'll make it a sweep. Texas Tech
for the win there. So, all right, now we're going to get into two other games on Sunday. One of the other larger point spreads was 9.5. Ravens versus the Browns at the Browns. Ravens are 9.5 point favorite. Cassie, who do you got there, and got any insight on this game?
The Ravens are going to shit the bed because that's what Lamar Jackson does, and the Browns are going to take this one for the win.
There you go. Look at that. For the win. Outright win? Jeez, here we go. All right. Well, I don't know if I'm that confident. I don't know. Brown's got a fairly good defense. I think I'm going to... Ravens win, but I don't think they cover.
So you got Browns with the points?
Yeah, Browns with the points.
Okay. Well, Lamar Jackson has also said that they are in playoff mode and they have to win every week. So they did it last week. I think the Browns are so bad now because they've had to get rid of everybody and they're on their 45th quarterback, I think. So
true.
I think the Ravens are. This is the problem with the Ravens, but as Cassie said, as an AFC fan, the Ravens tend to peak too soon. And when you're talking playoffs at this stage of the game and you've got a must win, they're going to win it, but that's going to cost them later on. So I'm going to go Ravens to win.
If Lamar says that he's in playoff modes, then he should be pretty ready to lose.
That's true too.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true too. Yeah,
getting ready for that loss,
Yeah,
fair point. Fair point.
I'm going to go opposite Justin though, just for the record, tiebreakers here. So I'm going to go Ravens to pull it off.
All right. Well, all right. So I'll just the last pick we're picking is Chiefs and Broncos. So I'll just go first. I'm picking a tie. because that would be hilarious. Um, yeah. So I'm just gonna leave it for you two, Cassie. Ladies first.
Obviously, we will continue with tradition and we will prevail. You barely beat the Raiders last week, and we blew the
That was
Raiders
a tough
out.
game.
So I think when you compare the teams that we each play all season, when you play the number one team in every division, you have harder games to play. But when, you play the like third or sometimes fourth in every division, it's a much easier ride to the finish. And so we will be happy to constantly smack you back down.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So I guess she's picking the Broncos and the points. Is that what I heard?
Broncos and the points. It sounds like, I don't know. I still don't. I don't get the 3.5 point favorite for the Chiefs though.
Well, it's only 3.5 because they're in Denver.
Well, in Denver, that's right.
And Denver's
really,
it's
just really a push. It's really a push game.
Yeah, to your point, I'll do what they do on TV and counter your points first. To your point, you're right, and it's the good thing about talking to a legacy Bronco fan too, is that you got to realize that I do understand the history, and you're right. When you win the Super Bowl and you're a good team for many years, you're going to get a tougher schedule. And believe it or not, the Broncos were there before the Chiefs were. So I do understand what that's like, and still winning those games. So that is not too far off the horizon. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, the Broncos are the best record in the NFL. And
you're tied with like
they continue to win.
Teams. Sure.
It doesn't matter. A win is a win, and they're ahead of the Chiefs, and so that's all that really matters. So, yeah, I don't like, as a Bronco fan, I don't like how they're playing. Their defense, I do like their defense. 15 sacks in the last 2 weeks. They're fourth most in history in this far along in the season in sacks for the team. So their defense is coming along. But the same thing is happening on the opposite side for the Chiefs. Their offense is coming along and they're starting to get things together. So it's 3.5 is a good number. But I think the Broncos win outright because they're at home, and I think the Chiefs will win in a couple weeks in the upside down trash can lid.
Oh jeez! Oh gosh!
Since we still have to play you twice this season, you'll quickly have a 4 in that lost column, and then we'll actually have a better record than you. And so don't worry. We may be a little behind the curve right now, but we'll be back. We'll see you around the bend. And first of all, Patrick Mahomes' record on the road is better than his record at home. So being at...
Yeah, I wouldn't like playing in the trash can lid either.
Oh,
I get it, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can't imagine what it would be like if you two were neighbors.
The Broncos are undefeated at home this year, too.
You would hear
so
me
that's another
screaming
point.
just as if I was in the stadium at every play.
Well, it'd have to be, you'd have to live down the street a little bit, because that way you could drive by and play music at each other or teep each other's house or something. I don't know. Put toilets in your yards. I don't know.
All windows open, speakers facing out. Constant replay. Like I think we just have to play it on loop.
That's fair.
And I know,
good. I appreciate the picks.
The Chiefs have not always been riding high, but
it's all right. I'm a Cowboys fan. We can just
in the AFC Championship game 8 out of the last 9 years, I'm always going to ride with Mahomes.
then there's no arguing that. That is definitely impressive, and there's no arguing that for sure. So
Also, I've
Well,
told
as a
my
Cowboys fan, oh,
shut
sorry.
up, Justin. No one cares.
That's totally awesome. I love it.
I think
Anyways.
as a nation, there's one universal thing that we can all agree on, and that is fuck the Cowboys.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my gosh. Wow. It's fair. Your house is going to get teepeed now, but whatever. All right. Well, Cassie, I appreciate you taking this time to hang out with us tonight and talk about your new business venture that'll be coming up. Everybody, be on the lookout for Rise Up Protein and Energy Bar. I think that's how it's going to go. .com. I don't really know. Check your LinkedIn. Are you going to be on MySpace too, Cassie? That's the joke.
Yeah,
we
have to
we all have a MySpace.
Custom skin for the wall, and then we've got to find just the right song to code into the underlay, so that way
There you go.
blares on people's speaker. You know what? I've got a good one.
Uh-oh.
And I'm sure my buddy Tech would fully approve. So just give it a quick code and we'll have her rolling.
So good. But well, I appreciate
you having me on.
Yeah, anytime. Thanks for being on, and I won't wish you the best of luck this weekend.
Uh-oh.
I'll be sure to text Justin to text you all of my messages.
I'll just set my phone to automatic forward any words that says send to BJ. My phone will just send it right away. So
perfect.
It'll be good. It'll be a good game and it'll be fun. But yeah, thanks for being on, and yeah, best of luck with Rise Up. And no, it's going to be great, and it's going to be a great ad for Lincoln and the area. So, Cassie, thanks again for being on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Go Chiefs!
Oh, wow. So thank you again for Cassie to be on. Thanks, Justin, for making that happen. And so that was good. So yeah, check out Rise Up in the next few months as they get going. And that'll be a really cool thing for her and for her next chapter in life for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. Good people. She's fun. She's fun to talk to. That's how she is all the time. Yeah. So I don't know about the whole Cowboys comment. Jeez, kind of hurt. Wowzers. I mean, I get it. We don't have anything to stand on right now. So
yeah. So well, thanks again for being flexible this week, and thanks for the fun times and the good conversation. And hope you have a good weekend and enjoy the football.
There we go. Let's do it.
Okay. Well,
all right.
All of our listeners, thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to hearing from you next time. So here's to a lack of irrelevant age news. We'll see you next time.
That one in a while. We need to bring some age. Yeah, just like the Cowboys and Chiefs. Age
That's
news.
right.
See you later. Have a good one.
Go Broncos.